Okay, this is the first in a series of videos about how not to go to math jail so that you stop doing illegal algebra moves. So here's the first situation. Let's say you have a quadratic. What you do not want to do is subtract 3 and then get x squared minus 2x equals negative 3. And then what you do not want to do is factor and set each equal to negative 3. This is what you do not want to do. Why? Well, because of the zero product property. If two numbers have a product that equals 0, one of the factors has to equal 0. There is no such thing as the negative 3 product property. There is no such thing as the 5 product property. There is no property that says if I have two numbers multiplying together, they have to equal negative 3. However, if I have two numbers multiplying together or two quantities multiplying together and they equal 0, then I know one of them must be 0. You must set the equation equal to 0 if you plan to factor it and set it equal to something. It must be set equal to 0. So if you solve this problem correctly, you should get x equals 3. Oop, 0 didn't come out. And x equals negative 1. Another thing students have been doing that leads them in math jail, because it is illegal in algebra, is that when they have a quantity raised to a power, they are distributing that quantity to each term in, you're distributing the power to each term in the quantity. For example, if I have x plus 2 cubed, what you do not want to do is do x cubed plus 2 cubed and get x cubed plus 8. This is bad. This will land you in math jail. Why? Well, the power of a quantity means that quantity times itself that many times. So the correct way to do this problem would be to multiply out x plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2. Now I'm going to give you a little more in-depth why. Let's say we have 5, and we know that 5 is equal to 2 plus 3. Let's say we're going to square both sides. I'm going to put the 2 plus 3 in parentheses. Well, we all know that 5 squared is 25. But if I square 2 and I square 3, I get 4 plus 9. 4 plus 9 is 13. It is not 25. Think about it this way. If I pretended that it was not possible to add together 2 plus 3, I couldn't follow the order of operations and do what's in parentheses first, and I had to multiply it out as if it was an algebraic expression. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 3 is 9. Well, 4 plus 6 is 10. 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. Hey, guess what? That's what 5 squared is. Please make sure when you distribute a power to a quantity, you never distribute it to each individual term. Okay. Another thing people have been doing that lands them in math jail is if they have a quadratic that is not set equal to 0, people have been dividing by a variable like this. They divide out the x, they cancel, and they say, aha! X equals 3. I rock. I'm done. No. This puts you in math jail. Why? When you divide out a variable, you've canceled a possible solution to the equation. What we need to do, as stated before, is set the equation equal to 0. So let's say we've got x squared minus 3x equals 0. What we need to do is solve this quadratic by the most efficient manner. Now in this situation, it's just easy to factor out the x, not divide by the x, factor out the x. Then we're going to apply the zero product property. I have two quantities multiplying together that equal 0. One of them must be 0. and x equals 3 or x equals 0. You can see that we lost that possible solution of x equals 0 when we divided